Sai, welcome back to my channel Sai Tech. In today's video, do the standoff to 120 FPS gameplay support test between all of these three smartphones which I got right now. So this video is going to be really special video because this is my first video which I'm trying to do on the MI Linux device playing this game. So we'll get to know whether the phone will be able to support the 120 FPS or not. And next is the Realme X7 Max has got weird problem. So by using some kind of tricks, you can actually make 120 FPS games to be worked in this phone. Yes, so let's see friends whether using those kind of tricks whether it will help the standoff 2 game to work in the 120 FPS or not. But iQOO phone doesn't have any of those kind of issues. Let me know to open all the phones, all the games, and this is the real-time refresh rate which I'm trying to use, as you can see. So if the game supports at 120 Hz refresh rate, you will definitely see the going up to 120. So right now only the iQOO 7 you can see actually 120 FPS running. So this is a 120 Hz refresh rate, I mean. So if the game is actually playing at 120 FPS refresh rate, then definitely you will be able to see the 60 will change the value to the 120. But in these two phones, the values are not changing. Let me know to clearly explain you. Let me not even show you the first settings. Sorry friends, I forgot to mention about the what refresh rate I'm trying to use. That's the main thing. Let me go to the display and show you, because a lot of users, they will definitely ask me this kind of questions. So what refresh rate did you select? Did you select 120 Hz or on auto? That is what I'm going to show you exactly in both phones. So just to clear all the doubts, as you can see friends, perfect. All the three smartphones selected it 120 FPS only. Let me open the game. So the game is open. Let me go to the settings in all the three smartphones. So all the three smartphones, the game is completely open at this point. Yes, so first thing is that let me do to enable the FPS count. That's done. FPS count is enabled. Next is selecting all the settings to high and setting 120 FPS. As you can see, it's perfectly done. 120 FPS. So let me to start the game and I'll try to be back. Same thing I'm going to do with the iQOO 7 as well. I'll try to select everything. So showing the FPS count and going to the video and selecting everything high and 120 Hz. Perfect, done. Let me to start the match in the iQOO 7 as well. And finally with the Mi11X device. So is the FPS count which is also turned on, and in the video mode everything is set to the maximum high, and even the target FPS also set to the 120 FPS is perfectly done. But still in the Mi11X device I was unable to see that 120 Hz refresh rate. At this moment only in the iQOO 7 device I was able to see. Even I did not add the game turbo as well. Anything, I just want to see whether the game will support it or not. But Mi11X supports high refresh rate games. Yes, there's no problem with that. But I'm not sure why the standoff 2 is not supporting with the 120 FPS in this phone. So I don't know, only very few people they do play with the standoff 2 game. But still, I just want to mention this kind of thing for a lot of other users as well. So even this phone, the Realme X7 Max is playing at only, I think 60 FPS only, as you can see clearly. 60 FPS, it's not increasing at all. It's playing only at 60 FPS. And now in the iQOO 7 device, also it's playing at 120 FPS, the iQOO 7. That's perfectly good, as you can see friends, 120 FPS. That's really great to see 120 FPS working. So no issues in the iQOO 7 device at this moment. It was playing completely smooth and really fine. No issues in terms of the playing at all. And next, let me just show the Mi11X device. The Mi11X is the one which doesn't have this kind of refresh rate, which is not increasing. So it's staying only at 60, as you can see friends, exactly. I'm not sure why, but there are other games which are actually supported with the 120 FPS, as I said. So which is another one thing. And let me need to use this kind of trick in the Realme X7 Max, same kind of trick. Let's see whether that will work or not. So is the Realme X7 Max, as you can see friends. Let me need to show you. So we need to decrease the complete brightness and go to the multitasking and open the game again to see whether the game supports or not. And now, as you can see, now the FPS count is increasing in the standoff 2 in the Realme X7 Max, as you can see friends, perfectly. So now we are getting the 120 FPS friends. So in case if you want to play the standoff 2 in the 120 FPS, you need to have this kind of trick, which is decreasing the brightness and going to the multitasking, and same kind of trick with the Battlegrounds mobile, what kind of trick you are trying to use. Same kind of trick you can actually use, and you can get 120 FPS working. So at this moment, these two phones are able to play the 120 FPS, but I cannot figure out why the Mi11X was unable to play at the 120 FPS at this point. I'm not sure why. So this is exactly the standoff 2 game which is available right now, as you can see. I'll try to use high quality as well if possible. Everything I'm trying to use a maximum only. Even this customize option, everything is set to the, as you can see friends, even the frame rates are set to the 120 FPS only. As you can exactly see, I did not change any kind of frame rates. Everything is set to the high. As you can see, high quality I'm trying to select. and I'm just trying to press the start game, and right now I'm getting only 60. It's completely weird, I'm not sure why. So let me try to rate. As you can see right now, you'll be able to see real-time FPS meter as well. As you can see, only I'm getting 60 FPS in the standoff 2. In case if you have the MI Linux device, and in case if you have the same kind of problem, make sure to let me know in the comment section below, friends. So that will be really helpful. I just want to see how many users are actually facing this kind of issues. So right now on the top of notification panel, you can see 60 FPS only I'm getting, 61. It's not increasing. And settings also, I did select 120 FPS. That's also good. So at this moment, there's a good chances the Realme X7 Max was able to play the 120 FPS at least. So by using this kind of trick, you can actually play it 120 FPS without any kind of issues. That's the one thing which you should know, definitely in the Realme X7 Max, which feels really smooth using in this kind of a high refresh rate game in this phone. So make sure to let me know in the comment section below, friends, what are other games you want me to test. And this is a request which was asked by a couple of subscribers as well who are playing the standoff 2 game. The reason is I thought of just addressing to you all. In case if you want to know more details, you can this video will be definitely helpful. And try to download the standoff 2 game in your device and try to check in your smartphone whether the MI Linux was able to get the 120 FPS or not. That's the one thing, if you can do, that will be really helpful for me. I just want to clarify my doubts. But MI Linux supports 120 FPS, yes, supports 120 FPS, no problem. So there are other games which are able to play at 120 FPS without any kind of issues. I was able to play completely fine. As you can see, this game, so there's no problem with the high refresh rate games not supporting that thing like that. It will definitely support 120 FPS. This is a one game, as you can see. But only standoff 2 is not supporting in this phone at this point. That is only the one problem which it is. I do know not a lot of users still play this game, but still, as per the request for the subscribers, I did this kind of video. And thank you for watching this video, friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. In case if you have any other games for me to test, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I can do the video as soon as possible for you all. Until then, stay tuned, friends. Bye.